All right, traders, can you guys hear me okay? Test, test, test. I had actually Zoom crashed. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear me all right and see my screen. Yep, Simon, Brock. Okay, good. Lorraine, Tony, Malia, Laura, thank you. Okay, good. Anybody else I know, if you guys were typing, it's all good. You know, I was actually, this morning, we had a little bit of a sell-off in equities. And, you know, it's interesting. I was short the S&P and then I covered it like right at basically at my entry, like minus 1.5 or something like that. And then we sold off a little bit. But what's interesting is we actually stopped right where we should, right? Previous resistance, current support. That would be the, well, I guess I can do this, right? That was at 41.85. was a support. Our low is 41.86. Yeah, not bad. But the important thing is now we know how important that support is. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Why would I think that that level could possibly break? What is on my screen? Not the screen you're looking at. What am I looking at though on my screens that could suggest that we might actually see equity sell off a little bit? Anything? What do you guys see? Takis said Salma, the US dollar Mexican peso, we like to call her. The US dollar Mexican peso and the Euro Aussie too, which we can talk about. But yeah, the dollar Mexican peso, it is actually at the highs of the session. And notice how well it's holding up right now. I was just mentioning in the chat room, and Simon that too, and Gavin, I was mentioning in the chat room, I'm like, look, stocks just bounced a little bit and the dollar Mexican peso is not backed off at all. So that's important. Today, I think personally, let's go over to this 4-hour chart. I personally think these highs will be taken out if we hit new lows in equities. So that means if we break that 41.85 level, then the dollar Mexican peso is probably going to make a run for this 2030 level somewhere up here. Okay. So that's an observation. A couple of you guys said crypto. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin can't get out of its own way, right? Bitcoin is struggling. And, you know, Steve pointed out that it might be a triangle. I don't disagree with him there. But regardless, it can't get back above 43,000. So that is a problem for risk. One of the things that I just I was doing over the last hour is I just filmed a video, and I think you guys are going to really like it. It is the top 5 traits of the most successful traders that I've met or I've come across over the years. I think you guys are really enjoying it. I enjoy filming that type of video because, you know, it's the type of stuff that will reinforce you and me and every trader out there, beginning or advanced. Like, yeah, man, you know, that's really important. That's where my focus needs to be. So hopefully you guys are going to really like it. What else is going on right now? You know what's interesting that I found a little interesting today? Let me go over to precious metals are strong. Now, if stocks do pull back, I'm not sure if silver and gold will retain their bid. I don't know, but they are holding up really well. So that's something that we have to, you know, keep in mind. I'm thinking about that too, because I am short some silver, and I'm aware that we're holding this support, you know, above 27 and some change, and then gold continues to hit highs. So if gold continues to grind higher, it should pull silver up as well. Will it have a negative effect on the dollar? I don't know. It depends why gold's going higher. I mean, if gold is going higher as a risk aversion risk aversion tool, then maybe the dollar and gold can go up at the same time. If gold is going up because it's the anti-Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin sells off, or cryptos in general, gold might retain its bid. So, just gold and precious metals are going to be kind of tricky. They are. What else is happening? The Aussie staying heavy, right? So is the Kiwi, but you would expect that in that little sell-off that we saw in risk. The Euro trying to give us a false breakout. It's going to be really important today, guys. Really important, especially if Euro closes closer to 122 than the highs. That's going to end up being like a false breakout, right? Cable trading kind of heavy, but barely making higher lows. But man, I'll tell you, the dollar isn't the dollar is still pretty heavy, but the dollar could turn, and if it turns higher, because we have a little bit of risk aversion, we have to take that into account. Amira asked, did I do the S&P? No, but I'll do it for you really quick. Nothing changed from earlier this morning. If you missed the face webinar, basically we were talking about, or I'm sorry, excuse my yawning there. I need to learn how to take the video off when I when I do that. We were talking about on the morning edge how this could be a Gartley pattern if we held today's highs. Okay, which it can be. But more importantly, this is holding the 41.85, which, you can see it right at the bottom here, right at the very bottom, 41.85. That's what I said earlier, and we came within what, 1 point of that thus far, 41.86. So that just makes it really important. If we start breaking below that, then I think you need to start looking. Dollar Mexican peso will continue to firm up. The dollar, US dollar Norwegian krona could get back to 840. Dollar Canadian might hit highs in the session. You'd see the Aussie dollar coming down towards triangle support, I would assume. That would be Kiwi triangle support. But the Aussie would come back down towards this 77 cent level, which you guys know is really important support down here. So I think all hinges on, everything hinges right now on equities. And right now equities are looking vulnerable, but I'm not going to get super excited unless we get below the lows of the day, or let's just call it 41.80. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's all I'm keeping an eye on right now. The yen pairs are just they're actually holding up pretty well. You can see that they're holding up pretty well, but if like equities start to move lower, these are going to probably start to show some signs of weakness. And other than that, anything else? Nothing really. Nothing really. So, guys, thanks for sticking around today. Hopefully, we'll give you a little bit of a little insight into later on today. But let equities show their weakness first. You know what I mean? Jason Wright, Blake, I know currency volatility is fairly low, but during times when currency volatility was high in the past, did they still rely on moves in the equity markets to determine direction? Yeah, they did. It's just moves used to be a little bit more exaggerated. Amira just asked for the IWM really fast. IWM, we're still respecting the underside of this broken trend line. Wow. I haven't looked at that in a while, but there you go. So I think while we're below today's highs, you got to be defensive. Okay. All right, guys. Alex says, thank you and pray to the Greek gods that the S&P continues down. Down. See you guys later.